So, I know I've done a review of this ship before, but they've changed some things. Things have gotten better. Things have gotten harder to deal with. Overall, we're gonna revisit the Harvester of Sadness, otherwise known as the Aegis Reclaimer, the military-grade trash compactor. Actually, it would be closer to military spec because it's built off of the specifications of a military ship. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you how, from the ground, to get in this damn ship. The first thing you're going to do is you're gonna come to the front. If you're just the pilot, this is the only way you need to come in. However, that door way over there, that's where I come in at from the elevator. Elevator, that word. And then it puts this part far the fuck away from me. So then I just hop on there, but I'm not gonna do that this time. What I'm gonna do this time, I'm gonna show you how the rest of you are expected to get on my ship. Not because of like knowing your place or anything like that, but because just the simplicity, because that little elevator up there is goofy as fuck and you can only use it like one person at a time, and it's claustrophobic, and I know some of you have emotional mental problems like I do, except that my emotional mental problems are different from the ones that make that little elevator space freak you the fuck out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna feign respect for others, and we're going to come up the comfortable elevator. Now, if you just tap that shit, you're gonna go to where the work gets done. If you are boarding the ship, you're going to go to habitation. Now, it says I've left the channel because when I entered that other elevator, it connected me to the ship. In here, you are not technically in the ship. Until... I'm back in the ship. Here, you have airlocks that are not compatible with docking stations because there's a big fucking engine in the way. And even though you can do landing gear mode and VTOL mode to pivot the engine out of the way, the game is not smart enough to know whether or not you've done that. So, instead of redesigning the doors or figuring out a way for you to be able to dock this thing at stations, where you wouldn't be able to offload your cargo anyway, you wouldn't be there to unload your cargo, you'd be there to fucking refuel. They just decided, okay, you can only land in extra large hangars or, extra large hangars. Now, I know that I'm about to go down this fucking elevator, and I have not shown you any of the other rooms, because I'm gonna get through the first part of this review where I show you the shit that matters. Now, you have this elevator that's gonna go down to the bridge. You also have that ladder that's going to do this. Now, remember I told you about a fucking elevator that's claustrophobic as fuck? That's where it comes out at. That elevator I skipped comes down there. That's the pilot seat. That's the claw operator seat. That and that are the mining lasers. Those are gonna be the most important thing you fucking do on this ship. We're gonna go to salvage processing. Here, you have these machines that will spit out 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16 SKU boxes. You have a 5x5x2 grid over here. You have a 5x7x2 grid here. You have lots of floating room in this whole motherfucker to just throw big ass boxes every fucking where. You have 3x3x3s and a couple of like 2x3x3s. I think this one and this one are 2x2x or 3x2x. We'll fuck with it and I'll go do some salvaging and I'll actually like demonstrate the damn grids. But this is the room if you're looting the cargo from a derelict ship. This is where you would throw that bullshit. You wouldn't really give enough of a fuck to make 8 SKU boxes unless you're really committed. You're not going to bother bringing your RMC and your CMAT down to there. You're going to make your CMAT in the biggest boxes possible so that you have to move it the fewest number of times. This is the salvage hold. Salvage hold and salvage processing, because you can see the machines up there if the floor was see-through. Apparently, you can fuck with this now. So this is one of the positive changes they made. You can, it looks like, and I'm going to test this in real time when it happens. Oh, God. All right. Don't fucking stand on that shit. So, now that we've been soft death trying to use a military ship to do military things, let's go ahead and do a tour of the rest of the non-essential fucking bullshit that doesn't really matter in this ship. So, over there, you have a scanner, a couple of scanner suites, a couple of remote turrets. The ones that face the front, you have to leave the fuck alone. The ones that face the rear, you should have one there if they can... if you've got the ability to afford a person to put there. Otherwise, it's really like... you have to hotkey between 2 turrets. So, this other non-essential room that I've skipped by multiple times is some drone shit. They haven't implemented the feature yet, so fuck you. Over here is a room that you don't have a purpose in, so fuck you. Over here is an escape pod room with features that aren't implemented, so you guessed it, fuck you. Here's a dining room you've probably seen us run through a couple times. Oh, and more flames. Here's a little EVA room that doesn't do shit, aside from act as a potential weakness for maybe someone to break into the ship. That's my desk. This is my bedroom. Notice, same model of shit that's in the Idris has external storage. There's my bathroom. Those lockers are decorative. They just open the metal doors. Benches, beds for crew, lockers for crew. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's fucking metal decorative lockers. There's a bathroom area over there. If you go down here, you will find engineering level shit that you don't gotta worry about, because by the time they get engineering involved, most of you will have killed yourselves waiting for this game to come all the way out, even though there's enough of this game out now to play it, so fuck you. You have an elevator that is very much stuck. Even though the door just opened and let me through. This is the only thing that keeps the gravity area. And yeah. Congratulations.